We've sent probes to Mars, rovers to the moon, and people to conquer the highest peaks on Earth. Yet when it comes to the ultimate frontier, space, we have one major limitation: our squishy human bodies. But that doesn't mean we can't change that. From growing new organs to implanting computer chips in our brains, scientists are developing ways to help us survive and even thrive beyond our planet. So buckle up, because we're about to get real sci-fi real soon. One big challenge of space travel is that whole zero-gravity thing. It messes with your bones, muscles, your cardiovascular system, heck, even your brain. That's why NASA has been studying the effects of space on the body for decades, sending monkeys into orbit, for example, which totally isn't creepy at all. They found that in microgravity, your blood doesn't pool in your legs like it does on Earth, leading to some pretty dramatic changes in your cardiovascular system. Your face might actually appear slimmer and your legs more slender. And I know it sounds kind of nice to have your legs look better without working out, but there's a big downside. Since your body isn't fighting gravity, your bones and muscles start to break down faster than they're built up, leading to osteoporosis and muscle atrophy. And it gets worse. Without the pressure of gravity, your brain actually shrinks, which can lead to all sorts of neurological problems. That's why space agencies are working overtime to develop ways to keep their astronauts healthy, from artificial gravity to new drugs to counter the effects of zero-G. But it's not just about keeping astronauts alive. It's also about getting them home alive. One way to do that is to use telemedicine to monitor astronauts' health in real time. This could be done through regular checkups with doctors back on Earth, or through wearable sensors that constantly monitor vital signs and send them to medical professionals. It may sound a bit creepy, but telemedicine is already being used today to diagnose patients in remote locations. So it's not that far-fetched to think that it could be used to monitor astronauts on long-duration missions. Robotic surgery is another promising technology that could help keep astronauts safe on deep space missions. With the right equipment, surgeons on Earth could potentially operate on astronauts remotely, minimizing the need for human intervention in the operating room. This could be life-saving for astronauts who sustain serious injuries while on a mission. And let's not forget about AI-powered diagnostics. With the right algorithms, machines could potentially diagnose medical conditions in astronauts much faster and more accurately than humans, allowing for earlier intervention and better treatment outcomes. Plus, AI could also be used to develop personalized treatment plans for astronauts based on their individual needs, taking into account things like their genetic makeup and lifestyle. Now, let's talk about something a little more controversial: CRISPR and other gene editing tools. These technologies allow scientists to alter DNA sequences, potentially making changes that could help astronauts survive in deep space. For example, scientists could potentially use gene editing to make astronauts more resistant to radiation, which is a major hazard of space travel. By altering the genes that control DNA repair mechanisms, it may be possible to create individuals with increased resistance to radiation, making them better suited for long-duration space missions. However, this is obviously a super touchy subject with lots of ethical considerations, so it's likely to remain a topic of debate for many years to come. Okay, now let's shift gears a bit and talk about mental health. Because let's face it, being stuck in a tiny spaceship for months or years on end with limited access to sunlight and fresh air could seriously mess with your head. That's where virtual reality and neurotech come in. VR therapy has already shown promise in treating mental health conditions like anxiety and PTSD on Earth. So it's not hard to imagine that it could be used to help astronauts cope with the stresses of deep space travel. Neurotech, on the other hand, involves using devices like brain-computer interfaces to read and stimulate activity in the brain. It's still early in the game, but it has the potential to revolutionize the way we treat mental health conditions. Imagine a future where we can use neurotech to help astronauts stay connected to loved ones back on Earth, or even to create immersive experiences that can help them relax and de-stress during long missions. It might sound like science fiction, but neurotech is already being used today to treat neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease and epilepsy. So it's not too far-fetched to think that it could be used to help astronauts maintain their mental well-being on deep space missions. The future of space medicine is looking. We're talking biotech for Mars colonists and longevity tech in microgravity. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be able to live out your sci-fi fantasies and become an intergalactic doctor.